All right. Uh, Greetings to all of our listeners, and welcome back to episode. What episode are we on? Six. Six, right? Yeah, six.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes, it is six. That's what it says in the notes.
okay, perfect. Of conversations with Cerny and McCurdy. We're your hosts, Ryan.
I'm Ryan, as you just said.
And I'm Chris. Cerny. With our first repeat guest, Erik Karalis. This episode we're gonna be talking about finding work with Erik. Welcome back to the pod. And if you want, you can reintroduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Erik. Go watch the previous episode if you want to know about me.
Perfect.
That's an easy. Yeah, very easy.
Yeah, it's the perfect way to do it. Yeah, definitely. Subtle plug. Very subtle plug.
A man who needs no introduction because we already gave him one.
Exactly. So yeah, this is gonna be kind of more of a episode about job hunting, considering it's the season technically. All year
Yeah,
round
the
is
season
technically
to
the
make
season.
money.
Yeah.
But
True.
right now it's season of spending.
It's the season of spending. This episode will probably go out by the time or before Christmas, so and the
Yeah, this is
holidays.
like
So happy holidays to everyone.
yeah,
To
happy
and
whatever holiday.
whichever holidays you celebrate, we're not discriminatory here. But so I guess the main topics we kind of talked about before recording, but the listeners did not hear that. We're going to be talking about job searching, what platforms we've all used for job searching, how connections help, and then some job updates from all three of us because we have updates.
Yeah, we have actually done something with
Woo!
our financial statuses.
Yeah. So I guess getting into it, for Erik, and I guess then Ryan and I can go into it a little bit too. But first, Erik, since you are the guest,
Sure.
uh, what is your current position?
So my actual job title is
Yes.
vendor analyst, and essentially, my role is to, basically reach out to our various business partners and try to link our members who are like, pharmacies, nursing homes, the like. We try to link them to a contract or like discount pricing, um, which is, they're purchasing from our business partners, and they, they want to, try to get those products at a discount, try to, have it be more affordable for them, and hopefully the hope is to streamline the whole process of, having getting from the supplier to, whoever the beneficiary is, whether like could be like somebody at a nursing home,
Mm.
and I guess my day to day consists of basically reaching out to those business partners, getting those updates, updating our internal systems, then trying to see if there's any discrepancies in the data sets, such as like, member information, uh, you know, financial data, just some just very broad examples. But yeah, that's pretty much a high level overview of it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. High level is what we want here.
Yeah, streamlining things are very important. Because I remember
Yeah.
I once was at a place where my whole job was someone would request like a certificate, and we had another service for the certificates themselves, and a separate service for requesting them. And so I had to just go from one place and download it, and then the other place and send it, and that was my whole thing for like the whole internship. was
Yeah.
just doing
Yeah.
something that could have been done if you doing something that didn't need me to do it,
Yeah.
but it was done
I
set up
mean,
weirdly.
Yeah.
that is also kind of what I'm doing
Hmm.
in what
Hmm.
my new role for next year, which will be starting next year. Basically is going to be working with mine's more governmental. So first responders, essential workers, municipalities, teachers, stuff like that. Kind of selling, in a sense, the a cardiopulmonary test, so your heart tests, so like stress tests, stuff like that, to them, to and trying to get a presentation to those municipalities, first responders, uh, police stations, fire stations, stuff like that, uh, for them to eventually buy, and use in the future. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing, kind of like talking to your vendors and then talking to your uh beneficiaries. I'm more talking to the beneficiaries of it and trying to get them to actually uh set up the
Benefit?
presentation.
Yeah, trying to get in contact and be like this, trying to sell them on the medical device.
Yeah. And I mean, it is one of those things where I feel good about it because, it's a medical device and you're helping
It's not
save
like
lives.
yeah, you're not like selling something that is just gonna drain someone's money. You're not trying to bankrupt your customers. You're trying to introduce something that's
Phones,
good.
like I did, for the summer, last summer, or 2 summers ago. 2 summers ago now. And Ryan, I guess if you want to go
Oh yeah.
and kind of explain what you do at a high level,
I
which
mean,
is kind of hard.
yeah, because I mean, my official job, that is like my main position, is just I work at the cafe at Sam's because it is nice though because the people there are honestly great. Like I think because it's
Good.
such like the prices are so cheap that you can't really have a problem because like you're
Yeah,
getting a soda for 95 cents, and I
yeah.
didn't think you can get anything for 95 cents nowadays.
Costco's hot dog is still $1.50.
Yeah, it's like that's yeah, it's like the same. It's like for Sam's, it's a
Yeah,
dollar 47 for a hot dog and a soda.
yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't buy the hot dog without a soda. It's literally just, I think 'cause it's so cheap that if you
Interesting.
sold it out, it'd be like, what, $1?
Yeah, something like that.
It's
That's
not even
crazy.
$2 for both. And
Yeah,
a
that's
whole
crazy.
pizza, a whole pizza is like under $10. It's insane. So yeah, well, I'm making a lot of pizzas and then,
That that's Walmart for you.
yeah,
That's Walmart for you. Um,
yeah, Sam Walton.
Sam Walton. Sam
That's,
Walton.
it's always very
Bentonville,
interesting
Arkansas.
that's it, that Sam's Club and Walmart, or maybe the guy who, that was just his name.
Yeah, no, literally that's what it was. He created a market and called it Walmart.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll make a second place and call it Sam's.
Yeah, no,
I
literally.
mean, I guess it's clever.
I'm very much learning a lot about it because of classes I had, or I have this week, 2 case studies due about Walmart.
Oh wow. How everything's kind of coming together.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also been looking
Costco.
at like, oh yeah, that
Yeah.
is
I know too
the
much
southern
about
part.
Costco. I know way too much about Costco.
Costco's
But
getting kind
yeah,
of big nowadays.
yeah,
Definitely, yeah.
yeah,
Haven't been
yeah.
to one in a
You can
while, but
continue, Ryan.
I've never been into one,
they
but
are
that's because I
I
they're
don't have a
have.
they've
membership.
always been big.
Aren't they? Aren't they like a membership thing? Because then yeah, I don't
Yeah.
have that.
So
Yeah,
so is
yeah.
Sam's. So
Yeah.
is Sam's.
Sam's
Yeah,
Club as
Like
well, yeah.
yeah, but I have a
Sam's
Sam's
and
membership.
yeah, Sam's and Costco are direct competitors.
Yeah, I think because yeah, that's just I went to Sam's growing up because that's my family and we have Sam's memberships. We don't have Costco.
I have Costco membership.
So, yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ryan, there's literally a Costco down the street from my house.
Yeah, that makes sense. You might as well
Like,
go to the
it's
one that's right
literally
there.
less than a mile or a little over
Mhm.
a mile from my house.
Yeah, yeah, but you gotta go to a place that's more convenient. That's what those places are built off of.
Yeah, obviously. Uh, Also, Costco gas, cheapest gas around.
I've heard.
That is true.
I've heard.
And
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what they have. That's the only real thing they have over Sam's. Well, that's the thing that I can tell because it's literally, we don't have gas.
yeah, no,
We do have
it
car
is
stuff.
basically. Uh, and then I worked in a Costco a couple summers ago.
Ugh.
After we graduated, I worked at a Costco. I I've done like 4 presentations on Costco in school. I know too much about Costco.
I feel like it's very easy to know too much about Costco.
There's a Costco apartment building being built in California. It's apartment buildings on top and then a Costco on the bottom.
Do you have to be a member to live there?
We were trying to figure that out. I don't
Or it
know.
is, because it's either that or it's like you get a membership as part, it might be like part of the price is just to pay for a
That's
membership
what
as
we were
well.
thinking. Like that's what I was talking with. Like Hannah and I were talking about that, and I was like, I would assume that maybe it included in the rent price is a membership.
Because it would be weird if you had the option to not have a Costco membership and then live there and you can't go to Costco, yet you
Yeah,
live at a Costco.
yeah, it's weird.
So I think it would have to be part of the price membership because it kind of makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Because you're
right.
already paying rent. You already pay probably a lot of money for those apartments. So you might as
Yeah,
well have to have a
that is true. It is California.
yeah, and it's an apartment. Like anyway, apartments.
Yeah, they're really expensive.
Too expensive.
Mm.
Too expensive. So much. So expensive.
I know someone's apartment is expensive and they don't even have a bathroom door.
That's New York.
Well, no, this is they live in New Jersey. They just have a curtain.
Oh, damn.
But I'm
Nice.
also
Yeah.
outside of just working at Sam's. I have like other things that I'm working on or trying to do, such as
Yeah.
I was I'm in talking with like a temp agency to
Awesome.
try stuff like that. Although the first position I got didn't end up going through,
Ah.
which would have been something with a portrait studio.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I would be more like data. I'd be connecting the client with what they got, like making sure that they got what they ordered.
Okay.
Because they get really busy around Christmas time because it's
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
people
Yeah,
want
yeah.
Christmas pictures. But now that ended up not working out.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
yeah, it was
A-
fine.
As
And
we said,
then,
everything happens for a reason.
yep, I just wish things that were good happened for a
Yeah, no,
reason.
I get that. You know how long I've been looking for a job?
That is true.
Yeah, you
Although you listen to the fact that you're still in school, it sounds like being a student sounds better than being unemployed.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I can't even debate that.
Yeah,
I'm
and
an
I'm also
MBA candidate. That's what I am.
yeah. See, that's cool sounding
That's
versus
my.
jobless.
I think that's like officially what you call someone pursuing an MBA. You like call them an MBA candidate. Like
I mean,
it's.
mhm.
it
I don't know.
sounds like the word you would use on it. It
Yeah.
makes sense as a phrase. And I'm also talking with a video editing place. So I'm trying to work
Ooh,
on
nice,
video editing.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
and it's funny is that place it's like around it's like very close to where I work.
Oh, wow.
It's the same.
That's
Interesting.
smart.
There's
Yeah.
a
That's
lot of
actually,
stuff near. It's actually a very convenient location for me.
yeah, that's actually really cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
And also, obviously, the two of us are working on
This,
Cerny. Yeah,
yes.
this and Race Space Radio, which I have to give another shout out for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that will uh we will be recording another episode of that very soon.
Yeah, sometimes I will have to be editing that.
Yeah, that is true. I have to edit too, so don't
Oh
worry.
yeah. All right, yeah, you do the audio. That's true.
Yeah, I still have to edit. um, I'm not just the pretty face that's on the camera, even though I'm not pretty, so it's fine. I'm just
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I wouldn't say you're not pretty. You can't be so down on yourself.
um, you know me. I'm always down on myself.
Yes, that is
Aren't
true.
I'm
we
always
all?
down on
Aren't we
myself.
all
Except
down on
except
ourselves?
when you're competing with someone. Except when you're competing with someone,
That's
then it's
true.
the opposite. Then you're down on
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's true. That's very true. Yeah, but
It's like that
yeah.
time
I
we
mean,
played tennis. Well, we
yeah,
tennis.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Switch tennis. Oh
I
God,
remember. Oh my gosh. Switch
Yeah,
sports.
no,
that was hilarious.
we were doing so good, and then you just I don't know what happened. You just came back.
You guys provoked me. That's what happened.
Yeah, well, I thought because we were winning that provoking you would just pile on to the loss.
You guys antagonized me, and that's like the literal worst thing you can do to me.
Yeah, no,
Because
I was
then
like
I get ultra competitive.
that. Yeah, no, I realized that because as we started to lose, I was like, this is totally because we egged him on. I egged him on a little too much.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
and you came back from like a deficit too.
yeah, I did. That was
It was like
impressive.
we need to win one more game, and then
Yeah,
we
yeah.
didn't.
Yeah, and then I came back and won like 4 straight.
It was like best of 5, and we
Yeah,
had 3, or we had 2 wins,
yeah, and then I just came back and won.
and you won 3 in a row.
Yeah, yeah, that was fun times. Fun times.
Hmm.
Video games have not been a part of my life recently, so
Oh,
yeah, I've had way too much work. And also because of class, I have
yeah, that's true.
winter semester is a pain in my butt.
Hmm.
Because it is 5 weeks long. So I already have. I started
Oh,
last week. I already have only 4 weeks left in class.
Hmm.
Literally, my
that's
last
weird.
class will be a month from today.
Oh
Okay.
my god.
Yeah, it's fast.
Yeah. Oh, that's why with games, I just stick to short games. Like to me, a 4-hour game, I would love that.
Yeah, no, I've been playing the new F1 manager game on Switch, which is a lot of fun. What?
Also, we kind of I realized we kind of sidetracked.
Yes, we
You
did.
did sidetrack, but it's fine.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Yeah.
But so I guess follow-up question to the original question of what your job
Mhm.
is how did you find your current job?
Cool. So I actually found mine on LinkedIn.
Oh,
Ooh.
I was
beautiful. Beautiful.
just applying to jobs on LinkedIn and came across that one, and I applied for one position. I interviewed for that. I didn't
Yeah.
get that position. When I followed up with
Yeah.
them, they said, "Oh, you should apply for this position. We think this would be a good fit for you." So I applied for that position. Then they passed me on to the second interview. Since I had
Yeah.
already done the first one, they passed me on to the
Hmm.
second one, and then I got the job.
Nice.
Awesome. That's amazing. Ryan, if
Yeah,
you
it's
want to
pretty.
go into where you've looked and where you found your current job if you want
Yeah.
to.
I mean, I went on the website and I applied, and then I interviewed, and then they're like, "Here." I kind of had an option of whether or not I wanted to do I guess the part-time cafe or the full-time rotisserie chicken. But
Oh, fancy.
I went with the part-time cafe so I could at least try to engage with other stuff like
Yeah,
other positions and the temp agency and stuff. The
makes
temp
sense.
agency, that was just through an email. Like
Yeah,
they reached out to someone and then that person didn't, they already had a job so they didn't need it and then they sent me along and then I started talking with them.
yeah. You
And
you
that's
told me
kind
that
of,
story when the last
yeah.
time we got lunch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which is like the part, it's like, that's like the hidden half of the podcast. It's not
yeah.
the pod, it's unrecorded.
It is
It's like the
basically the hidden
practice.
part of.
It's
Yeah,
like the
it is
practice of the pod.
basically practice for us because we talked for like 2 hours, like an hour and a half or something.
I think so. That's essentially what everyone happens. And
Yeah.
then the video editing place, that's one is directly through a connection. I know someone who's like was working on that,
Okay.
who works there, and they were hearing about how they might. It's the same reason they were hired is because they were getting too much work for their main editor, and so they got
Interesting.
that she came along to sort of pick up some of the slack that he couldn't do because of the time, and now the
Yeah.
same thing's happening again. So they were thinking
Yeah.
about adding something new to them. So that's kind of how it started.
Yeah. Interesting.
So that,
Um,
yeah,
I guess I can
that's
get
it's kind of
into
how that happened. Yeah.
mine was, I believe, through Indeed. I think
Hmm.
this current one was through Indeed. Um, and applied. I actually applied. I have a spreadsheet of all the jobs I've applied to because I've applied to over 200 at this point.
I've applied
Um,
to a lot too. Probably
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
about that many. Yeah,
yeah.
I lost
competitive
track. I
So,
lost track.
nowadays.
so I was looking at it, and apparently I applied to the job back in February, and I got reached out to it at the end of last month. So at the end of November, was supposed to have the first round interview the week before Thanksgiving. Um, so the week before what I told you pre-recording, Eric,
Mhm.
on Friday, the company actually stood me up. Nobody
Mm,
showed up to my first round interview. I waited 29 minutes for a 30-minute interview. Nobody showed up.
yikes.
Got an apology email on Monday basically saying, sorry, can you reschedule for today or tomorrow?
Mhm.
So I did it on Monday, the Monday before Thanksgiving, had a first round interview on Zoom. Uh, Apparently they liked me. Got passed along to the second round interview in person in their Princeton office. So luckily I was already down there. Uh, and did that. And then last Monday, so December 2nd, yeah, December 2nd, I got a call basically saying, you got the position. And I had until Friday to accept it. And I accepted it on Thursday. And I will
Nice.
be starting in January of 2025.
Nice.
Hmm.
So I guess that kind of moves into the next question. We've all stated different platforms we've used. So,
Hmm.
what other platforms have you used, Eric, like to apply for jobs?
I've used Indeed. I've used Handshake.
Yeah,
Um,
Hmm.
I've also a few where I just like went on the company's website and applied.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Uh,
yeah,
Yeah. I tried ZipRecruiter. I know. I remember that once. Also, Indeed. Like, I pretty much at some point you got to try everything if you're looking for a job
right,
because
right.
yeah, exactly.
if you're lucky, the
Um,
first one will work, but you're going to have to usually mix and match almost
Hmm.
what positions
yeah,
and what profiles, like where
yeah.
you're going.
I've
Right, right.
done Indeed, obviously, LinkedIn, Handshake as well. Speaking of Handshake, apparently Handshake also has a Wrapped. Did not know that.
Okay.
My girlfriend's little posted it on her Snapchat story. Apparently, they have a raft. Not gonna go more in depth into that, but yeah. Uh, Handshake, Simply Hired, which is basically Indeed. It's their like subsidiary company. Um, yeah, bunch on companies' websites. Just getting forwarded from like Indeed or Handshake or LinkedIn as well. Uh, and then there's one for sports that I use called Sports Business Ventures. They have a job board, and I'll use them for mostly finding for sports jobs or jobs like on ESPN, stuff like that.
Nice.
Guess the next question is definitely it is an opinion based question for all of us. Uh, what do you guys think is the best platform for finding your job?
Hmm. I mean, my personal favorite was LinkedIn, just because
Yeah,
like I remember they had like the thing where you could like very easily apply like the
yeah,
I forget what they call like easy apply or something like that.
yeah,
But
something like that.
basically, you could just attach your resume, and it's just really quick, and then you just boom submitted, and you don't
Yeah,
have to you know go through the whole process of just like you
name,
know
rank, serial number.
all that stuff.
Yeah,
Having to apply on like go to their website and apply, and then do that. It was just
it's a
simple.
hassle.
It was just simple.
Yeah,
That you just
yeah,
attach your resume, boom.
yeah. No, I
Yeah, I think
definitely
that
agree with that.
yeah, that makes it's like a very it's a very like this it works as a site.
Yeah, and I'm sure other
Yeah.
sites have something similar, but I just like the way that LinkedIn did it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Indeed also has their like quick apply or
Mhm.
whatever,
Yeah, yeah,
which is kind of like basically the exact same thing.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but I know I definitely agree. I like LinkedIn's
Hmm.
quick easy
Hmm.
apply. It's very quick,
Hmm.
simple, and you can add in whatever you want, like
Hmm.
document wise. You can add a cover letter
Yeah.
on top of it, and then a resume, name is already filled. Most of it is already filled in if you have a LinkedIn profile, which
Mhm.
is awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, uh, I guess kind of going off of that, and kind of what Ryan alluded to earlier, connections. How have you guys used connections, um, to find jobs, get jobs? No, Ryan, you talked about
Hmm.
it. Uh, I've used connections. Definitely, it helps. Uh, I actually used a connection to try to get a job with the Philadelphia Eagles because our next door neighbor in LBI is actually their attorney.
Hmm.
So
Oh, that's a cool position.
yeah,
Yeah, I actually there was a job I was like interviewing for at one point where I actually did use connections there. Like I my cousin works
yeah.
uh at one place. He knows he had connections with that company, and
Oh damn.
then he was able to talk to someone there. Then uh I reached out to her, and then she was able to get me into an interview there. But that role specifically, I kind of decided like it wasn't the right fit for me. Uh,
Yeah,
and uh,
obviously.
that's
They,
how. So I did not end up at that company, but yeah.
yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Not every role is perfect for you.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, also, I will say my aunt was trying. One of my aunts was trying to help me out get a job for a pretty big healthcare company,
Mm.
and it didn't work out. But it was just getting there and getting prepared for all the interviews, because it actually was for her. Yeah, it was for her department. So it was an internship in her department. So
Okay.
she was trying to help me out as much as she could, without, nepotism.
Yeah.
Uh, Ryan, you got anything else to say?
I mean, not really anything really new to add, because yeah, it's very nepotism. It rules
Yeah,
everything. You kind of
Yeah.
you need it, and there's definitely
yeah,
elements you can
sadly.
probably do without it, but it's much better to just have a connection.
Yeah, no, it definitely helps having connections. As my uncle always says, you got to know a guy. Um, in today's world, especially, uh, with how interconnected everything is. Um, then I guess next question is, what has your experience been applying for jobs? We kind of touched upon it, but
Yeah, I mean, I had to apply to a lot of jobs. So before I found the right one, and like quite a few interviews too, that
yeah,
some of them went well, some of them didn't, but you know, you just gotta keep on trying. It might seem impossible at some points, but you just gotta keep going at it, and eventually
yeah,
something will stick.
yeah. Gotta gotta kiss a lot of frogs to find
Yeah.
the one.
And even
Yeah.
when you've found a job, it may for some people, I don't know. There might be some cases where like their first job, they might stick with it for a while. Then there's other people
Yeah,
who might only stick with it for like 1 to 2 years. Uh,
yeah,
they might and then move on to a different opportunity. So
yeah.
yeah,
Hey, I mean, my first full time opportunity, right out of graduation, I only stuck with for a month because I thought I found a better opportunity.
yeah,
Mm.
That was Ryan. That was the martial arts place. The thought.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, I mean, 100%. You need to take all the losses.
mhm,
Yeah, over the
Yeah.
last 3 years, definitely applied to, like I said, over 200 positions. Um, Probably only got interviews with. I think I only have like 10 interviews,
mm, yeah,
which the
Mm.
ratio there is not great.
yeah,
A lot of people ghosting me,
Oh
companies
yeah.
ghosting me. Yeah, you get that a lot. You get a lot of thanks, but no thanks. Um, which it hurts, especially if you really want a position. Um, but yeah, also like you said, Eric, kind of a lot of a lot of people won't necessarily stick with their first job for the rest of their career,
mhm, of
but they're always the handful. There's always an exception to the rule.
course, of course.
Anything for you, Ryan?
I mean, it can be a very disheartening thing, but you have to keep at it because it isn't really an option to not keep at it.
Yeah,
It can be
I
a
I
lot.
agree with that. I agree with that. Having school makes it a little bit easier for some people, like being if you're still in school for undergrad or graduate school like me. uh Having that as a buffer helps. But yeah, no, you gotta keep going. You
Hmm.
No matter what, you gotta keep going, find time to do it.
Yeah.
You got to make time too, honestly. Not everyone is gonna become a YouTuber or a vlogger or a social media influencer,
Hmm.
Very small
or
chance
start
of
a
that happening.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, like, I mean, even for those people that want to,
Yeah.
I think Ryan and I can say, like, it's not easy.
No, I mean, but I feel like with stuff like this, you kind of just, if you're doing it, you have to do it because you enjoy part of it.
Yeah,
That way,
you have to enjoy it to do it, because if you don't enjoy it, it's a pain.
yeah,
Um, Especially if you're someone who wants to work a full-time job as well.
and yeah,
Yeah, you're gonna have to spend your 9 to 5 working your 9 to 5, which really isn't a 9 to 5 anymore. Uh, in today's world with social media and texting and emails and everything, and then your 5 to 9 will be grinding away on YouTube videos or whatever you want to do on social media or podcasting. Like, the amount of late nights I've even spent just in the last month or so, even without school,
yeah,
grinding on this. Yeah. Like,
it comes with the territory.
yeah. Like, what? We spent our last lunch hour, we spent like what? An hour of our time just talking about how we wanted to grow this.
Yeah, like, 'cause yeah, that was like the reason we even like met up in the first place because we needed to get together and do more discussion of what we wanted
Yeah.
and how we
Like,
wanted to get there.
I'm not saying that, I'm not going to be like a boomer and say that nobody can do it. You can,
you can.
100%.
Hmm.
I've seen people do it. I've watched people do it. I've watched a lot of YouTubers grow from little known people to hundreds of thousands of followers.
Mhm.
The YouTuber that I have the hat on for, he just did 100K. He's been
Oh,
doing it
nice.
for 6 years.
And he
Wow.
just hit it recently, so yeah, it sometimes it
Yeah,
takes a while if
Yes.
you want to do
Yes.
yeah,
something.
yeah, and that goes with job hunting too. Um, I mean, obviously, a lot of us, or obviously, all of us didn't immediately have a job offer while we were still on campus. We found
Yeah,
all of our job offers after we were done,
Mhm.
or while we were getting closer to being done.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, the three of us also had a very crappy time to be college students.
oh yeah,
Uh,
Yeah.
that was
like, it was hard to find a job, let alone an internship during the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I actually lost a job because of the pandemic. Like the place that I
oh
worked at
damn,
closed at the
yeah,
time. Yeah, like the place I worked at the time closed
wow,
because like they couldn't financially sustain themselves.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So,
So, I mean, we definitely have that, and I mean, obviously, our stories aren't gospel.
nope,
Like,
but it's still nice to hear from other people, you know.
yeah, it
mm,
is. It is. And as I believe we said in the last episode of this, and also the last episode of Race Based Radio, um, opinions are opinions. There's no reason to hate on people for opinions. Um, and there's no room for hate for people who don't share the same opinion as you. Um, just wanted to put that out there because that was something um I've seen across social media recently, especially in the F1 space because I've been
Mm.
following that pretty closely with the end of the NASCAR season. So I'm already there. But yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. And then I guess the last full question, or the last question we have for you, Eric, is
Mhm.
I don't need an exact number,
Mhm.
but just like an estimate of what you think of how many friends you have are currently looking for a job versus actually in full-time positions.
That are, so you're saying currently
Is it-
looking, or
Yeah, currently looking versus uh actively working.
um, I would say a lot more now are actively working.
That's
A
awesome.
year ago, I would say more were looking, but now
Okay.
I would say, and some also are like pursued like higher education, like
Yeah.
master's degrees and stuff. Um,
Hi.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I would say majority of them did.
Okay.
I don't know if I have an exact number, but a majority of them did actually end up finding jobs. While
That's awesome.
um, some of them, it was a scenario where like they were at one place for only a small period of time, then went somewhere else. But
Yeah.
like, you know, uh, it happens.
Yeah. Obviously. Your first few jobs you're kind of looking at what's right for you.
Yeah, for me, for myself, I'm happy to actually have been at my job for actually over a year now. So yeah, it was a year. It was a year back in August. So
That's
a
awesome.
year and a few months.
That's awesome. Uh, I'm hoping I can
Yes.
stay at my next role for a year, at least. I'm hoping.
Mm.
I'm hoping. Like, try it, try it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Uh, but yeah. And then, Ryan, do you have anything to input, or
I mean, I definitely
because
feel
I don't
like,
really have much to
yeah,
input.
I mean, I do, but I do feel like, or at least around me, I think it's been enough time that a lot of people are starting to have their stuff, like have something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I've definitely seen
That's,
across like LinkedIn, social media. I've seen it. A lot of people are working. A lot of my friends who graduated with us are working. Gotta gotta do the LinkedIn thing.
hmm
Gotta check up on it every once in a while. Um, but yeah, I guess the last bit of this episode is the same question we asked you the last time to end it. What's your advice to listeners or younger version of yourself about the job search?
Okay, so regarding the job search, I would say you gotta just really put yourself out there as much as you can.
Yeah,
And one thing I probably should have done more was make more connections, like when I was in college, because I feel like,
yeah,
that wasn't something I totally focused on. But also just maybe to going to like more networking events and stuff. Um,
yeah,
and which I did do, but like here and there, but I probably should have done it a little bit more. But
yeah.
it
I agree
it's
with
it's
that.
fine. Like um, you know, and just apply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I think that's great advice. To be completely
hmm
honest, I should have done more networking events as well.
Mm.
I feel like
Hundred
there
percent.
has to be better ways to learn networking because it feels like a skill you're just supposed to have, and then,
Yeah,
oh, if you're bad at it, then sucks for you. Like, because
I
I've
know.
trouble with networking.
Yeah.
I know TCNJ does stuff, right,
hmm
Eric? Like the School of Business does stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And I actually one time I actually went to different school. I actually went to Rutgers. for their
Oh, nice.
what is it? Their like job fair that they had there,
Oh, wow.
and it was a very big
Wow.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously. It's Rutgers.
yeah. But yeah, that so uh yeah, that's pretty much what I'd say about that.
That's awesome. I think that was great advice. I think it's advice even I can take. Just because gotta always continue looking, and I guess my last piece of advice is kind of, if you do have a job, it is always easier to find a job when you have a job than finding a job when you don't have a job. So, like Erik said, apply, apply, apply. Keep applying even while you're in a role, because maybe you'll find a different role that's more suited to who you are.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, and also
Anything?
life events could happen. You don't know,
Yeah,
like, how long you might find yourself at one job too. So
yeah, obviously.
that's another thing to keep in mind as
Yeah.
well.
Anything for
hmm
you, Ryan?
Honestly, I can't really think of anything. I feel like I'm still in a position where I'm figuring stuff out for myself.
Well, you
That
got you got Erik and I
that
to
that makes
help.
at least three of us.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. I know. It definitely. Yeah, I'm still too. Like,
Mm.
I'm still
Yeah.
figuring this out. Adulting, as everybody says, adulting is hard.
hmm
Like, it's a true statement. All right, I guess that wraps it up. We're
Yeah,
we're we're
we
good
kind
on the recording front.
got through everything, and
Yeah, we did.
good times.
Actually, a little bit more efficiently than I kind of thought. To be completely honest, great job, guys. Great job.
Yeah,
Um,
we had a good time. We're almost at 48 minutes.
yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you, Erik, for coming back onto the pod.
Of course.
Um, yeah, it was great having you. Uh, and then thank you guys for listening or watching, depending on where you are. But remember to comment, like, subscribe, do all the things YouTubers tell you to do. As always, our social media links will be down in the show notes below. Um, I did get a new Instagram finally.
Oh,
Um,
that's great.
so we can put that in now. Um, but
Finally.
yes, yeah. And yeah, I think that's it. This podcast was a production of McCurdy Studios. Our intro outro music is from pixabay.com. Thank you guys, and wait, and peace.